We're allowed to drink on camera, right? I can ask that 2 years in. Well, hello. Welcome to the League of, say what now? Welcome to the League of Extraordinary Atheists for Humanism, where we attempt to apply logic and reason to religion and politics. I'm your host, Mac, or Gray Skeptic, and I will be soon joined by my co-hosts. We also have Nacha Witness behind the scenes. So yeah, things have happened in the last while, I think. And well, we have a whole new president, a whole new administration in office, as we saw coming, as many people were wondering if would ever happen, right? But it seems as it has happened. There's a lot of QAnon conspirators who have gone a little bit crazy, wondering what's happened. They were expecting for people to come out of the woodwork and stop Biden from being sworn in, and they were very confused that Trump left the White House and went to Florida. I, for one, was never of the theory that said Donald Trump was going to be dragged out of the White House. It's not that I don't think he did it, nothing wrong. It's not that I don't think he's not stupid, but I think he's too much of a narcissist to be drug out of the White House, because that would really hurt his image. He couldn't see himself being drug out by Secret Service or whoever would do that. So I never thought that would happen. I saw that there was some looting done, and that was surprising to me. Some people in his administration took a painting that was given to him by the president of China, and it was just a painting of him, or the two of them together. But that's a gift to the president of the United States. Gifts like that are supposed to stay in the White House. Another thing, which was more strange, was a bust of Abraham Lincoln was taken as he was packing up his things from the White House. So that was a really interesting one. But it is going to be kind of fun to not talk about Trump as much. I am very ready to start focusing way more on the Democrats than the Republicans, because with them having such a minority, I'm hoping that we can focus on things that we may have a little more agency to change. And that could be the Democratic Party, or those who are within the Democratic Party, like the Squad, ones who would call themselves progressives. I think that we have more of a chance to change the Overton window for the best. And that starts here. That starts here, and it starts at other channels like us, who are much bigger, or just as small. But good ideas and fruitful conversation has to start somewhere. So we need to start throwing our ideas and push our pressure up until it really bubbles and we get results that we want. And that starts with seeing what the Biden administration is doing now. So I want to give, well, first I want to say hi to everyone. Thanks for coming. We have Sergio, we have Doc Fearsome, who was first in chat, Inquisitive Quandary, Brantley, TV to me, Susan, got Rachel. Awesome. We got a nice little crowd here. If you guys are watching and you're not in the live chat, you should totally say hi. You should do that. Also, thank you, Susan. But, all right, so We'll go ahead and get started. And hello, Smitty. Yeah, actually, we'll start with that because that was a low-hanging fruit. Smitty just pointed out in the chat that Biden recognized Juan Guaido as the leader of Venezuela, which is something that the Trump administration also did. So they can both share in being wrong about that. This is a hill to die on, everyone. If anyone tells you that dictator Nicolas Maduro isn't in charge of Venezuela, they are sadly mistaken. It doesn't matter if he kills like 500 people right now, which he hasn't. It doesn't matter if he does. He's still the president. It doesn't matter how much you hate him, is what I'm trying to get to. He is the democratically elected president of Venezuela, no matter what the United States says. Juan Guaido has been propped up as the leader by our country and a few others, but he's failed to consolidate any power. His administration, his group of people, can't even provide passports. Like, they have no administrative power whatsoever. So one, it's funny that they keep trying to push this. Two, it's really, really, really bad, actually. Because since they say that he is the rightful dude in charge, the United States is pressuring sanctions on the Venezuelan government. And if you don't know enough about sanctions already, those sanctions don't necessarily hurt the government as much as it hurts its people, right? The point in having sanctions on a country is to put pressure on the government by fucking over its people. So the people get mad enough to want to overthrow the government. And that's what you've seen in some instances around the world. And in Venezuela, the last couple of years, there's been certain people who pop up and they're just desperate, or there's a lot of bad actors. If you want good sources from this, Abby Martin is the way to go. It really is very dangerous. What can I say about that anymore? It's really pretty clean, cut and dry. Nicolas Maduro is the president of Venezuela. Juan Guaido is basically, if Trump won the election, let's say, Juan Guaido, his counterpart here would be Nancy Pelosi saying, fuck no, I'm president. And that doesn't work, right? You can't just be a Weasley person who breaks into a Capitol building and tries to be sworn in and being like, win, because that's not how democracy works. And if you are in a democracy, which Venezuela is a democracy, that's super duper not how it works. It doesn't matter if like Nicolas Maduro is on vacation and comes back with someone moved in there. Like, no, you just have the Secret Service like clear them out. That's not how it works. I'm laughing because this is insane. This is another one of those funny, not funny things, like we talked about last week. This is literally insane. Biden should not be doing
funny
this.
Funny as shitting your pants.
Funny as shitting your pants. Like, oh shit. Well, hello. I think I'm being joined by my wonderful, beautiful co-host, Christy Santiago.
Hi guys. Guess what? My wife bought me a Happy Meal, so
did it make you happy?
Starving. You guys are gonna watch me shovel and junk food in my mouth.
And a fart ninja.
She got me a fart. Because that's what life's all about.
Right.
Yeah.
I better see that fart ninja in your background from now on.
Are you serious? Matt.
Yes.
You and Stacy together are just not good for me.
Say what?
You and Stacy together are not good. That thing just farts randomly, by the way.
And then he whispers.
Hold on, I'll do it in the microphone. Fart ninja. It's creepy and I like it. These are,
You want mine?
All right.
They're both cooked at the same time. So I get a Mighty Kids meal if I go and get junk food, not fast food. But I get enough food and a toy.
We got Hungry Hippos.
My gosh, how many toys did I get? Sorry to interrupt you guys, but like I got a whole bunch of toys. Let's have a tiny happy moment of reveal before I go into and we go into all this. Hungry Hippos? That's cute.
Nice. That's awesome.
I don't get Happy Meals often, so. Did you just say give you one of all the toys?
Yeah, I got 2 Happy Meals.
Oh, you did? You got Happy Meals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can have
She doesn't
2
normally
toys.
get them. So I can have 2 toys. Connect 4. I used to play this a lot, but there became a time around age 8 or 9 where my older cousin Molly, who's 3 years older, nobody could win. Like it's a cat game every time. Like tic-tac-toe. Adults can't play that. It's not. Yeah, I either have to let the kid win that I'm playing with or just win because there's.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how it is.
Okay, I'm sorry for interrupting. But you were on a roll, and I'm going to put this not farm fresh food in my mouth. Everybody stop looking.
Just pretend that it's like farm fresh. All
I
right.
know, before I was live, I told Stacy, hey, ask everybody in chat. Does everybody want to see me shovel food in my mouth? Because I'm going to be. Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do you say ketchup or ketchup?
Ketchup. Let's catch up. So
No, seriously.
I'm gonna
ketchup?
go ketchup. I didn't say it.
How do you say it?
Oh, ketchup. I said
Okay, we can
ketchup.
be
Yes.
friends. We can say that.
That just said tomato sauce.
He can do whatever he wants. He may or may not exist. And
Right.
Australia.
Those actions may or may not matter.
Ooh. Okay, you guys watch TV from other countries. Try doing that. That's what I've been trying to do to get out of, watching just
It's a little strange, isn't
American everything. And
Yeah.
Stacey and I actually finished an Australian series. It was a lot of shows called
Wanted.
Wanted. The two women. It was excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My,
So I don't plan on watching any more American TV for a while.
My oldest, Oliver,
Me?
he you're not my oldest.
No.
He watched Peppa Pig for a long time, and I know, look, that's pretty basic, like not American TV, but he watched it so much, and while he was young enough that when he was like 3, 4, 5, he had the best British accent. He watched Thomas the Tank Engine and he watched Peppa, and he just had the greatest of accents. It was so good. Sometimes it was.
You did a great dad move by allowing that to be.
But
It was
I
a
realized
proper move.
fostered it.
Very
so much.
proper.
Yeah, his accent's still good, but you have to cue it now. You have to cue it.
Do you guys hear this thing? That's not me. I claim my farts. I promise.
That's Christy.
No, I claim mine, and mine are way better than
She
mine.
just put like
Ask Stacey,
a little
they're
bunch of
way better.
others.
They're between an 8 and a 10 almost every time. They like have Richter scales. And I'm not, that's just the way it is. It's just this, I have really, my farts are louder than almost all the men that I know, but they just don't stick. And that's not me being girly, they just don't. They might after this.
But that is you.
Right. Stacey Renee. She is just loving this. Okay, well that's good that we have something farting when we're
Trying to be serious.
trying to go over all of these. Let's see. I sent it to myself so that all I had to do was this. All right, go for it, Mac. Knock it out the park.
Okay, I will go for it. I'm going to back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you watch the inauguration?
Stacey said back that ass up.
She what?
You said I'm gonna back it up a little bit. Stacy said back that ass up. Yes, I watched maybe 4 or 5 minutes of it.
4 or 5 minutes. Okay, yeah. Well, you know what? I watched like about 10 minutes of it, so I did more than you. Look at that.
Yeah, you did.
That almost twice as much.
But the last thing we did, I watched every single second of it, and so I don't plan on doing that to
No, that's
another.
okay.
Yeah, hopefully for a while.
Well, hello.
Oh, is he? Just a whole
Vagina
crew.
fruit.
Pussy Willow?
Do you remember that? Willow. Exactly. If
What?
I named her Willow, she would have been my pussy Willow.
Oh. But is he so good?
See, if I take all of the, you can have as many of those as you want. If you take all of that out as a kid, like, just be shocking.
Can I tell you? I was in like middle school, and
I'm leaving.
No, they showed me a picture of a flower. And they're like, "You want to know what that is?" Like what? They're like, "It's a pussy willow." And me, being in middle school, could not say it. I could not. And so that's all they would do was torture me and be like,
bring it.
they'd be like, "Hey, what's this?" And I would just have to walk away because
Bring it to the mall where her friends
I'm
are.
like
What's this?
ridiculously embarrassed because all they want me to do is say the P word.
But then one day she realized that she could out embarrass me, and so I'm a good girl now. I don't do none of that stuff. And Max is trying to tell a really good story, and I've interrupted him a lot.
Oh, sorry, I just got home, so.
Yeah,
That's okay.
she's my daughter.
She-
And I'll cheer
I'm
her
used
over.
to it anyways. What?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, you're Uncle Max
You are.
But that's what I've been told.
by Isabel.
It's way better than Uncle Joe Biden.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
worry about you being creepy to Isabel. Like
Right.
you and Isabel could even go hang out for the day, and I wouldn't have any qualms.
You would have to.
But I wouldn't want my daughter to be alone with Joe.
No.
I
That's-
mean, she can handle herself, but
Right. Can't trust the
I
person
don't even want him to look at her.
or your grandmothers. You trust.
My co-host is a ninja. You guys better
Right.
recognize.
And then she's got a fart ninja sidekick. You're just surrounded by ninjas.
And a fart ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess
Oh,
some
and
of us can have everything.
All right, I'm gonna actually get to my list of things because it's a long list of things. I don't know if we're gonna be out of here before tomorrow. So first things first, the inauguration. I did watch about 10 minutes of it. Like I think I jumped in at like 7 minutes in. So I don't know when Biden started, but his speech wasn't very long. So yeah, it was like 10 or 15 minutes tops. And it was very, very nice. It was nice. It was really boring.
Furry.
It was what?
Flowery.
It was very flowery and it was lazy and boring as
Yeah, it was
fuck.
the equivalent of "Love You Mean It."
Yeah, it really was. I love you, mean it. Love you long time.
Mhm. Hi. He's actually going to make America great again. It sucks.
Right? He like repeated stuff from his campaign.
I mean, it depends on what your definition of great is, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He promised to restore the soul of this great country. I'm just like, okay, yeah, you said that you would do that, and basically just voting you in would
What
do
happens if the soul is 100% white supremacist, though? How do you restore that?
that. What if it's
I
only
think you
50%?
Don't restore that. You demolish and then redo it.
All right.
I don't know. I can't see a soul, so soul what?
Yeah. And I really am not a fan of all the fawning of Joe Biden, and just how much the media is super in love with him right now. How much they don't ask any follow-up questions. They don't ask, like, how are you going to restore the soul of the nation, or how are you going to secure health care for everyone? It's a lot of softball stuff, or just adding to the flowery verbiage, and it's really disgusting, as well as annoying. That's not to say that Biden hasn't already done some good things, because he has, and we'll get to those soon. But the first thing I really wanted to start on was how fucking boring the inauguration speech was. And a few things that I wanted to point out, because we do this show, and I feel like it's important for us to point out for like our viewers, and it's so goddamn annoying. And I'm sure you noticed it, Christy, but I'm curious on how much it bothered you, if at all, because they started the day, and they started like the media makes a big deal about the president and the past presidents going to mass before inauguration, right? And then there were a lot of references made to God during his inauguration speech, and then on top of that, towards the end, he asked for a moment of prayer, which to a point is fine, to a point. And then right afterwards, the first song that they have Garth Brooks come out and sing is Amazing Grace. And it is annoying to me. And I'll tell you why. With a different...
'Cause I got friends in low places.
I would have rather him sing that one. It's such a good song. But how would you be, because this is supposed to be a secular nation, right? It's supposed to not be a Christian nation. I don't think I necessarily agree that it's not, just because of how this nation acts. It does act more like a Christian nation.
The people in it do. The documents don't.
Right. The people do.
Right.
So, but what if we got Tulsi Gabbard as president, and she wanted to say a prayer,
And Hindu,
and yeah, and
or Hare Krishna,
yeah,
or
and,
made us all shave our heads and wear dresses, and
right,
or
even what if we got a Satanist? What if we got a Satanist that believed in Satan, right? And he wanted to put that in his inauguration speech, just like Satan's the good guy in charge. He's the guy who, like,
he's the only one that didn't
questions
lie.
God, who's the real bad guy, and we should all take a moment of prayer to thank
this
Satan.
country would collectively clutch their pearls and
it would
die. It would just not exist anymore.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah, maybe we could make the rapture happen by making that happen, and then it would just be us cool science people left. Logical thinking, non-magical thinkers. I will, in my lifetime, I want a president that doesn't think that magic exists.
So, like, this right here that you're listening to, this is a politics and religion show. The inauguration was the best topic for us to fucking talk about, because again, this is a secular nation. It doesn't matter if they're Christian, or if they're Hindu, or if they're like Christian Catholic, or if they were Satanist or what. Like, they're supposed to leave it out of it, right? And I see reporters asking the press secretary, is Biden going to continue going to church? Has he picked a church yet? and he hasn't yet. But as soon as he does, I'm going to let you guys know. I'm just like, okay, it's newsworthy because everything that a president does is newsworthy.
Especially in the first.
But this is not a Christian nation. That's not the point of being president, right? And I know it helps upsell the president for votes because there's so many
You're a
Christians in this.
moral.
Right. It makes them more
You
moral.
spend 3 hours a week pretending something.
Pretty much. I mean, Trump
I
did.
don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to spend Friday night with you guys, and it's kind of like our church, but there's no doctrine or rules, or if you guys don't agree with us, we're not going to shun you. Yeah. No, when I turned off the inauguration it was a God part. I was like, okay, yep, that was enough for me. Did you hear it? It said fart ninja.
I did hear it.
Stacey.
Something I thought was funny today during the oppressed thing that they're having again. It's just that, they did ask what church he's going to, or if he's picked one yet. And I'm just thinking well, if he hasn't picked one yet, how old is this guy again? One, he knows DC really well, right? He's been around since the fucking 70s. And if he doesn't know the church he wants to go to around there, it's like you said, he just needs to pick a place to fake it for 3 hours a week, right? It's just frustrating to me because one, that shouldn't be pushed so much, especially on inauguration day. If the president wants to go to church, that's fucking fine. It's a free nation. We're supposed to have freedom of religion, but there's supposed to be a separation of church and state.
There's supposed to be a wall built. Build that wall between church and state.
Yeah.
I just want to be silly, but yeah, there should be a wall between church and state because this is an ever-changing nation. Like the whole world is always changing. And what if we got a Hindu president or a Muslim president or
Muslim.
anything? Jehovah Witness president.
Because we're allowed to have a Muslim president. We're allowed to.
Yeah. You can believe whatever you want. It doesn't make it true, and it doesn't make me want to trust you more.
Yeah, but that's allowed.
It's just so accepted. It's I think that Joe Biden, like Obama, if there wasn't so much pressure, that they probably wouldn't have even gone to the church that he went to. It would have been more of a secular thing.
Yeah,
because they're very the Obamas are still very, very busy. They're in their community, and they always have been that way. So for a lot of people, Sunday is a community thing, and I get it, and I don't want to take that away from you, but you should look into what the people that are running that joint that you're giving your 10% to are telling you is true, and ask them questions, debunk them. Let's start a secular. I hate the word church. I just do.
You can join one.
Let's worship.
They do. But yeah, I mean, there's supposed to be a separation. We know that. I think it's funny when that's the case, pure and simple. But then when 2 years ago, I can't remember what her name is, but
shame on you.
The first atheist got sworn in to Congress, and she didn't.
I know.
Bible.
Yeah, she did it on a law book, right? Yes.
Yeah.
See, listen. So this was my idea on that. When that happened, it made me so mad that I'd never thought of it before.
Mm-hmm.
This nation didn't always have in God we trust. It was Uplorum, for the many one in Latin. And
which is still on the back of our knowledge.
I unum plur, I am
Yeah.
obviously not fluent in Latin. However, why aren't our elected officials sworn in on the Constitution when, if you read what they're swearing to, they're swearing their loyalty and their oath to the Constitution. So it should be on the Constitution.
On the Constitution.
On the Constitution, yes. And
Yeah, before you took it away, that's
okay,
exactly.
just real quick, you guys check out Jordan Klepper. You know who Jordan Klepper is. Please tell me you know who Jordan Klepper is. Noah, you don't know who Jordan Klepper is? I will send you the link. Okay, so he is not a conservative, and he likes to go to conservative rallies and ask them just logical questions, like to a woman. So a woman can't be a president, and you know, for some reason this woman says no, they're too emotional. You know, just like funny stuff that I like to watch. Well, he did a really good one at this latest, before it went all to shit. I think you guys should watch it. I don't want to ruin any more of it. It's like 3 minutes. Jordan Klepper, The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. Klepper is one of his guys. He's hilarious.
I think I've seen him. Yeah.
And
yeah,
there's actually one of his fans put together a collaboration of all of his interviews throughout all the 4 years and before Trump became president. And so you can, I do have to say though, I like my mindset that they are victims and they are indoctrinated. It helps me empathize with them. When I watch Jordan Klepper ask these people these fucking basic questions, it makes me lose that a little. So
where was Obama on 9/11?
right?
I would like to get to the bottom of that.
He was dancing with those Israelis.
He wasn't doing his job as president of the United States that day.
Sure wasn't. I wasn't either.
He was probably at a mosque. All right, we're done with that. Okay.
He was born in Kenya. You know this, right?
Kenya, don't you know?
You know what's even funnier than that? Knowing all that I know and seeing a picture of Obama with the Hitler stash. Do you remember those?
No, I don't. I didn't see those.
You don't remember that?
No, I
Okay. So
believe it.
2012, when he was running for re-election, there were people outside the White House with "Make the White House White Again" t-shirts.
Oh!
And signs with Obama looking like Hitler, because obviously Hitler's on the left and so is Obama. Like, I think we all as a country need to go back to school and learn basic definitions. Sorry, Nanja.
All right. So next thing I would like to get to are all the executive orders.
I got them.
Cool. And just not just the executive orders, but just everything that I know of so far that he plans to take care of in the first couple of weeks, the first 100 days, so on and so forth. We already talked about Juan Guaido being recognized as the president of Venezuela, which is bullshit, but that's what it is. And, you know, that's something where both parties agree. When it comes to regime change, war, and tax cuts for the wealthiest people in our country, we know that. Next up is the Paris Climate Accords, which, as far as Ted Cruz is concerned, means that Biden is more worried about the citizens of Paris than Pittsburgh.
That makes me almost pee myself when Stacy told me that.
That's so funny.
I was like, wow, dude, do you tie your own shoes in the morning? Because you're funny.
Yeah.
You have your own show.
Like, that's like a legitimate question now. Can you tie your shoes, Ted Cruz?
And apparently his dad killed JFK. So.
Did you hear Greta Thunberg's comment on that? Like
Oh,
she
man.
tweeted something on it. She said, I'm excited to know that Biden signed the Pittsburgh Climate Accords again. Congratulations, everyone. Making fun of Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
It's just
It's a beat.
so much shade. It was too good. He also stopped construction of the border wall.
Mm-hmm.
Good change. Good change.
Mm-hmm.
Good change number 2. He has extended the moratorium on evictions and
Not for everyone. Not for everyone, and not in every
not for
city.
everyone. Okay.
Right. You should really look into locally. Can I make you stop farting for a moment? Like you're taking advantage of your farting
Just put a cork
ability.
in him. Just put a
Ninja.
cork
I'm just showing off now.
on off his parts.
I mean, if I could fart that many times, I probably would.
Is it the same with the student loan like debt freeze? Is that
Yes,
only for
you have to actually seek that out.
you have to seek it out?
You can, yeah, if you just stop paying, they're going to think you just stopped paying. You have to let them know that you want to be a part of that program.
All right. Well, they
But
should
they
say
don't
that.
Say that, right? And the moratorium on evictions. So if a mom and pops own 2 homes, right? They own the house they live in, and then their starter home that they rent out. And those people can't pay rent. That mom and pops they're not getting help. It's not for them. It's for people who buy up houses, lots of houses at a time. And which really sucks because that mom and pop, they need it more than someone who has, 1,900 homes and 70 of them at all times are sitting empty.
Yeah. That's pretty sad.
Once again, I want to remind everybody, we have over 600,000 empty homes in this country.
How many?
How many homeless people?
How many did you just say? Empty homes?
600,000 empty homes in this that are livable. We have way more that are boarded up and dilapidated. Yeah.
I didn't know that number. To be honest, I didn't know that number.
Morally corrupt. You would rather leave it empty than you're not getting anything. So by someone living there, you're actually helping them. We need to make it so that they can write that off in their taxes. The person who owns that home. Look, I'm helping out somebody. I don't know. There's so much work to do. It's overwhelming. That this last month that we took off, I did a lot of thinking. And
a good thing to do if you were in Biden's position to make this better, and this is going to come up background later, but you could at least extend it to the people who are living in these homes, but also better way to deal with like homelessness and that issue with 600,000 homes being empty. A good way to deal with this issue is give a tax break to everyone who opens their home rent-free to someone homeless. They can still pay the bills and everything else. You make it rent-free or 90% off the rent or something like that. Then you get a huge tax cut because you were doing a civil service now, right? You are helping the public,
right.
And like if you put that into effect, that's a win-win.
We have to make
that's a win-win right there, friend. That's just a much better way to govern. Yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't. If they don't get anything,
you have to incentivize.
Capitalism has to grow, or it's considered a failure.
Mm-hmm.
And things are finite, as we're finding out. Cities are reaching their dude, we're at level 0 of water right now. there are multiple cities across this planet that have emptied out their reservoirs. And any simple Google search will show you that we have less than 1% of the water on this planet is even drinkable. The rest is so hard to get to. And as you guys probably know, it's being traded now. And not traded how you think. It's being traded on who doesn't have water. I don't know. It's very humbling to sit back and look at all that needs to be done and how comfortable so many people are. I don't think that, I don't know. I'm just having, I'm normally a glass half full, but we just watched thousands of entitled white jackasses with guns do whatever they want in our capital. Imagine that was Black Lives Matter or the Lakota Sioux
Or even just the people in Portland.
or
Just-
Code Pink.
or
Little
Code
tiny
Pink. Holy shit.
Medea Benjamin.
Yeah. No
A
shit.
hero, by the way. She was one of my
Yeah. The
badass.
did you hear about the riots in Portland the other day?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're not going
They
to.
weren't treated with kids' gloves like the white supremacists at the Capitol building. That's weird. Also, the news didn't really want to talk about that since they were chanting "Fuck Joe Biden."
Right.
So it's that's funny. Isn't that funny?
To hang the vice president, the conservative, the former vice president. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's why they built the thing outside, was to hang him because he
guillotine?
didn't stop the
The
steal.
noose. Oh, the noose. Yeah.
Ugh.
Get the VP because he's not backing Trump enough.
You know he was hiding behind Mother. I need to be nervous.
So that said,
Yeah.
moving on a little more because this is a list after all. I heard he's rescinding the Muslim ban. One of the first things he did. Is that all good enough?
Mm,
No.
mm-mm.
Damn it.
But I got a mouthful of meat.
Me.
Don't make that a soundbite.
Do it.
Do it, Nacha.
Do it, Nasa.
None of my friends even love me. They're all ganging up on me.
The other one is a mouthful of meat.
I do have a mouthful of meat.
Tell her.
Okay, so I promise I've eaten before and know how to.
Yeah.
She's like, we start her.
Under pressure. They locked me in a closet and starved me and only let me out to do research and Leah.
That's not true. You're a robot.
I haven't gone to Leah.
Yeah, I know. I needed a break. Here are the 30 executive orders actions Biden signed in his first 3 days. Okay, so I have all of them.
You said 30 of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Buckle up. Buttercup. I like your haircut, by the way, and you look very handsome tonight, Matt.
Oh, thanks.
Back
That's
off,
what-
bitches. He's taken.
There's more off than I wanted, but Rachel likes it, so I'm not gonna stick to that or
Yeah.
from any other parts of my body.
I like it too. I like it short like that on the side. And it'll grow.
Well, it does that.
It'll grow. I don't know about that one piece sticking out. Wait, look straight at me. Straight at me. It's right where Batman is behind you. See it?
Right over here?
Nope. Back further. Back. Back.
I can't see
Yeah,
it.
buddy.
Is that better?
Just keep
You just wanted to see me touch my head.
petting yourself for me.
She's a sick one, Mac. I'm sorry.
Hey, you were letting me do it, so whatever. I just blame the victim. I'm such a horrible person. Okay, so whatever. You're my Mac.
All
That's
right,
fine.
this list. I've only gotten through 4, so let's
Okay,
see.
well, he did sign a flurry of executive orders, actions, and memorandums aimed at rapidly addressing the coronavirus pandemic and dismantling many of President Donald Trump's policies. The 30 actions Biden has taken in the first 3 days of his administration include halting funding, all of it, for the construction of Trump's border wall. Can I get a amen? Reversing Trump's travel ban targeting largely racist groups. We'll just leave it at that. Imposing a mask mandate on federal property, which should already be there. Public schools, all children have to wear masks to public schools. So why wouldn't the adults? Okay. And then he's also going to be ramping up vaccination supplies and requiring international travelers to provide proof of a negative COVID test prior to traveling to the US, which is just common sense that other countries have been doing. Why can't we just be a little bit smarter? Just a little bit. I mean, sometimes America's ignorance is quite entertaining. Just not when people get hurt. Okay, so now the 30 executive actions in 3 days. Let's start. The very, very beginning. So I did them. I ended with the newest, the latest one. And okay,
Hey,
so
Christy?
January 21st. Show
Hey.
all, Christy. Yes, go ahead.
Can you do me a
Nope.
favor
Mm-mm.
and just run through all 30 real quick, and then we'll just
Mhm.
like backtrack and talk about the ones we wanted, just so we have
Yeah.
like them all said.
Are you
Thank
telling
you.
me what to do?
No, I requested it instead of telling.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
say
well,
that.
then I'm not going to do
He
it.
sent in a formal request.
Okay, do it.
Okay, I'll do it. Be assertive. Take control. All right, January 20th. Joe Biden directs OMB director to develop recommendations to modernize regulatory review and undoes all of Trump's regulatory approval processes. So remember, if you're a policy junkie like me, Trump made it so that no new regulation could be added without taking 2 away. Right. So if we progressives call them what they are, protections, we couldn't add a new protection without getting rid of 2 protections. So I really, really like that one. And I highlighted that one. I'm glad he did that. Ethics. Why would a government need ethics? Okay, so Biden is requiring the executive branch appointees to sign an ethics pledge, barring them from acting in personal matters or of interest. So they are not there to gain anything personally. They are a civil servant, which I like. And he's
That sounds like a
requiring.
good- That's weird. That sounds like a good thing.
Right. I know. It's like so simple, like a circle of love. The government collects taxes, we pay you, you don't earn. They make over 200. Oh, you're giving me a bite? I can't taste it, but I would let you pay me. All right. Tell your girlfriend sorry, not sorry. She can feed me too. Anybody can feed me. I like food. Unless they have dirty hands. Gross. All right. Joe Biden requires executive branch appointees to sign the ethics pledge, barring them from acting in any personal interest and requiring them to uphold the independence of the Department of Justice. That might not seem like a lot, but nor one of Trump's appointees did any of that and refused to take the ethics class. or ethics. It was just the thing that everybody who came in took this ethics. And he signed whatever it was he signed saying that his people, I mean, come on, they're the good guys. They don't need to do that. And I don't think that should be taken away for any administration. I want ethics to rule. So if you guys could see what I could see, you guys would be smiling. It's not meat, but I do like watching you shovel your snacks in here. And I can tell if I start getting on a roll of a good story. All right. Immigration. He extends deferrals for deportation and work authorizations for the from Liberia. Liberians. There we go. Yeah. Or they got a way of saying the library, which is fun.
Librarians.
Yes. With a safe haven in the United States. So this starts this will last until June 30th, 2022. And I like it because if you're here in this country as an illegal, first of all, I don't believe that any human is illegal. It's not. It's dumb. You're here, you want to be here, but you can't work. Well, you're going to get hungry, and then probably you're going to steal some food, and now you're a criminal. It's just set up that way to make it almost impossible. So he took a lot of hurdles and moved those out of their way, which that was very humanist, and he could go further.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Halts construction on the border wall by terminating the national emergency declaration used to fund it. It's gone. Like, it does not exist anymore. He undoes Trump's expansion of the immigration enforcement within the United States. I think my wife likes you more than me, Mac. I just got a note from her saying, Mac wants you to read the list and talk about that.
She just carries on.
Well,
She can't help herself.
I know it, Max. She really can't.
don't make me put meat in my mouth and talk with it.
Wow. You're gonna get more subscribers now.
And a pickle.
Finish the list with your mouth full.
Dare me.
Do it.
This is going to be so American. All right? America. Biden reverses Trump's administration's restrictions on U.S. entry for passport holders from 7 Muslim majority countries. Can you guys? These are passport holders. They've been thoroughly vetted to get the passport. That's just bigotry.
That's a good point.
The next one makes me so happy. My heart, it unbreaks my heart a little bit. He fortifies DACA after Trump's efforts to undo protections for the undocumented people. And I hate that they say it like that, because these were babies and children brought over without any say. And they grew up here. This is their home. They are American. They are our brothers and sisters, and they need our protection. Now, they don't even know the countries that their parents immigrated them here from. And to send them there is fucking cruel. And you're a horrible person if you agree with that. Fight me. Like, I am adamant on that. I don't know. Why can't we just see that
That's pretty
the right
objective.
thing to do?
That's pretty objective. Like, you don't just send someone to a foreign land that they have.
But we do.
Yeah. We do.
We send vets. We deport vets after they just serve this country, after they do their 4 or 8 years.
Yeah.
We deport them
Yeah.
to a country
You
they
know-
have no idea what it's about. I just what?
Trump's not the first American president to have done that.
No.
Bush did a lot of that too, but Obama and Biden blew them out of the fucking water.
And
They-
Trump
they-
beat Obama's numbers.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Was it like
And in drones.
it was
and
close?
drones.
Wasn't it?
You got to understand, Obama had 8 years, and
Yeah.
Trump had 4.
Hold
And
on, I
Trump
got-
beat him. And Trump beat him. So even if it was close, it's disgusting. And 470% increase in drone strikes. And a simple Google search will show you that every drone, at least 90% of the things killed are not the intended target. So, America. Biden requires non-citizens to be included in the census and apportionment of congressional representation. So I like that. I don't know why every person that is in the states, whether they have papers or not, shouldn't be. We need to know who's here so they can be represented. Let's just be honest about that. You don't have to like it. That one pissed me off when he tried to just totally erase them. It's what the Chinese are doing to the Uyghurs, and what empires have done. It's very empire-y of them. I really like this next one. He had a few that shocked me, actually, and that makes me know that he didn't write them. So he is rescinding the Trump administration's 1776 commission. Directs agencies to review their actions to ensure racial equality. Now, I've read both. I found misinformation in both. But I would say don't read one without reading the other, and then go do your own research about what happened. Because the reason why he did this, that Trump did that, was because they did not like that, what was it, the 1816 thing that New York Times did? He said it makes people hate America, that we're horrible, no, it helps us understand how we got here. And if you don't know what happened, you can't move past it. And
Right.
if
If
we
you don't
live
know
in
your
two different
mistakes, you're not
countries,
gonna repeat them,
yeah,
right?
and we do live in 2 different countries. We live in 2 totally different Americas right now. We live in an America where people believe these facts, whatever they may be, as their guiding principles. And then the majority of us are like, but you can't even prove those are real. So we're in a weird place. So that's why I like that he is directing these agencies to review their actions to ensure racial equality. Joe Biden cancels the Keystone XL pipeline, and that's what woke my ass up. So
yeah, I was really happy about that.
Obama, this could have been yours.
It could have been his.
It could have been his legacy.
He could have
Yeah.
done it.
He
Yeah.
could have showed up there
4 years and a
them
trunk
to
later.
stand down and held hands with the natives. Are you kidding me?
No?
What a beautiful scene that would have been.
Yep.
So we
Like,
rejoined
I was really happy about that. But
yeah, me too.
also since Dapple
I knew you were too.
was under his watch, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know it. I don't have to say it.
Mm-hmm. But Biden extends the existing pause on student loan payments and interest for Americans with federal student loans until at least September 30th. So if you have private lender, not included. Asterisk. What are the first 3 letters of that? I know it's not ASS, but it should be. I can grammar, okay. Joe Biden extends the existing pause on student loan payments for all of Americans with only loans that were federal. So I just wanted to make sure that that was clear for everyone. And then Joe Biden extends existing nationwide moratorium on evictions and foreclosures until at least March 31st. And that is not for everyone. You have to actually apply for it. Joe Biden creates the position of COVID-19 response coordinator, which we had till Trump fired, reporting directly to Biden and managing efforts to produce and distribute vaccines and medical equipment. And I'm really impressed with what he is. The plans for this are to have things set up all over this nation where every single person can go get their free vaccine. I just, vaccines to me should be free. Yes.
I agree.
Yes, my favorite student.
Yes, hello. From my understanding, his goal is to reach 100 million vaccinations in the first 100 days of his administration. A couple interesting facts about that is if you don't want to math, 100 million vaccinations in 100 days is a million a day, right? That sounds like a big number, but given how many like county health departments there are, it's not a huge, super huge number. Also, about a few weeks ago, the Trump administration already hit that number. So this is kind of a low number for them. So the two things to go along with that, though, is one, the start of this will go smoother because everyone who wants the vaccine is going to want it sooner rather than later. People who are not going to want the vaccine are going to need more time or different persuasion or different outreach to want to have the vaccine or trust the vaccine, right? So although we have that million a day right now, that doesn't mean we're going to keep it consistent for 100 days. So there's that, and there's also like, if it stays consistent, then making a goal that you can reach is a good idea. And then whatever you can do above and beyond that looks good on you until people ask questions, why didn't you make a higher goal? But still, you reached your goal and that looks good. So yeah, there's kind of a give and take there. I just thought it was important to kind of give all angles of it.
Yeah,
So
and he also has a who's getting them first. He really has 65 and older first.
Mm-hmm.
First, just whenever your birthday is, if it says that you're 65 or older, you're coming in first, and you will bump anybody younger than you to get it. I agree with that.
That's good. Yeah,
I agree with that. And people with like Stacy just said, people with pre-existing conditions, yes. Like Mac and I, empathy.
Is that a pre-existing condition?
In unfettered capitalism? It's kind of the opposite of it.
Being born is a pre-existing condition.
Being born is a pre-existing condition for the mother, not the baby, though. Isn't that crazy? Because I've had children, I have pre-existing conditions.
Interesting.
Right. And not all insurance follow that. So, whatever. They were just trying to women are more expensive than men when it comes to the younger years.
Anything? Sorry. Had to.
Yeah. I like nice things.
Yeah.
That come in small boxes. It's just that in a box. If nobody knows what I was just singing, then you're just not cool like me. Because That whole album is amazing. All right. Joe Biden stops the United States withdrawal from the World Health Organization. I can't believe we had a president that was gonna take us right out of that. We want to be the world leader and the empire, but we don't want to be involved with anybody.
Isolationists.
It's gonna take a long time to unpack the presidency that was.
Yeah, it really is.
It's gonna take us a long time to recover. I mean, we weren't in a good spot, so I really like that he stops the withdrawal from the World Health Organization, with Dr. Anthony Fauci becoming the head of the delegation of the World Health Organization, and he is one of the planet's leading epidemiologists. So if I want something done, a pipe breaks or something, you call a plumber. You call epidemiologist if there's a.
It's a me, Mario.
It's what he said.
Fuck.
Hey, what do Mario and Luigi wear?
What kind of pants?
What kind of pants do they wear? Denim.
Damn it.
Come on.
That's a good dad joke.
It's an old dad joke, and I'm not even a dad.
Yeah.
I'll be your daddy, though. Who's your daddy, Christy?
You are.
You are. All right. Stop that silly, unhumanistic humanism. Okay, Joe Biden launches a 100-day mask challenge, asking Americans to wear masks for 100 days. He's requiring masks and physical distancing in all federal buildings across the country, and all federal lands as well. So if you are on a federal land, you will have to wear a mask. And it's 100 days of your life. Get over it.
Now,
I
if
think
I
they should
remember
fine.
clearly, I think Democracy Now! Said something about that affects people who are just coming over our borders, going into, I don't know, detention facilities or whatever we call them now. That they need to wear a mask because that's a federal building. So I don't know if that can be used as a loophole to not let them in because they don't have masks for them. I feel like it could be.
They don't even have soap at some of these detention.
Well, also he's been
Hold. Way more important, it says your internet is unstable.
my internet.
Mine, it said, it
Yours,
said, Christy, your internet is
Okay.
unstable.
Yours did just cut out for a second, so yeah, you froze. Anyways, go on. I'll stop talking so you can do what I asked you to.
You can do whatever you want, Mac.
There's a song like that, I feel.
I'll write you one. Wrote a song about it. Here it go.
Do it.
No, I'm just kidding. Didn't write a song. Joe Biden, a presidential directive, started a presidential directive to restore America's leadership, this is just imperialism with flowery words. I do think that we, as a wealthy nation, and not an educated populace per se, but the possibility is there for us to grab a hold of that and have that type of nation. I feel that if you see something wrong and have the means to fix it and you don't, to me, you are a very bad person. Unless doing it would hurt you in some way, of course. Now, this pandemic and wearing masks And this whole politicizing of it just needs to fucking stop. We've known for a long time, since World War II, that germs can get in through here and here. And so I'm just saying 100 days of masking is not that big of an ask. And you don't have to mask at home, and it's not tyranny. Get a dictionary for the love of your Lord. All right, Joe Biden creates COVID-19 health equity task force to help ensure an equitable pandemic response and recovery. So think about this. The wealthiest areas always get everything first. But if you have somebody who is cognizant of this and says people are people and there's only one human race, let's get it to the people who need it first, whether they're wealthy or homeless. If they have pre-existing or they're elderly, they go first. I don't care if you're a trillionaire. If you're elderly, you really should get this, is what the science is saying. So Joe Biden requires mask wearing in airports and on certain modes. To me, when I read that, I thought, wait, how many ignorant people are sitting in an airport with recycled air not wearing a mask? That's a thing? Is it a thing only here? Because that makes me really embarrassed. Or I would not sit on an airplane without a mask right now. I have that much respect for myself and other humans around me. So the fact that he has to make it a thing that on almost all modes of transportation there will be masks, and I think that there should be fines, warning, and then a fine. And that's not tyranny either. That is keeping our nation safe. Gosh. The word of the day is two, not tyranny. I can show you what tyranny was. It happened last week at the Capitol. International travelers now must provide proof of a negative COVID-19 test prior to coming to America. Joe Biden calls on the Occupational Safety and Health Administration to release clear guidance on COVID-19, not a yes, it could, or maybe, or it seems to be working. He needs to know so that he can have OSHA enforce worker health and safety requirements. As a hairstylist, I have to take an OSHA course in order to have a license, so I'm very familiar with OSHA. And if you work in the food industry, you're familiar with OSHA too. And if you worked at a very dirty restaurant, you're very familiar with OSHA because your ass got arrested and shut down.
Well, you live in Florida. Of course you know about the
Listen,
OSHA.
Ohio. Glass houses.
Nothing about the OSHA.
Yeah.
I've only visited it a couple times.
You can visit anytime you want.
I can't even surf that turf.
Well, on my side, we live on the Gulf, and you can boogie board, but if you're trying to surf out there, you look really dumb because
I do like to boogie.
the water does this. Body surfing's fun.
What else would you do it with?
Not a surfboard.
But your body.
Oh, I get it, huh?
Go on.
You got me, Mac. All right. Joe Biden directs FEMA to create federally supported community vaccination centers for free. Stroke of a pen.
They're going to do what?
I will read it again. Joe Biden, with an executive order, directs FEMA to create federally supported and funded community vaccination centers.
Hey. There you go.
Mhm. And I'm hoping that, and so are some other people, like Bernie Sanders' ex campaign manager. I can't remember her name right now. If these community centers are going to be going up, it's not an option for these vaccines. If we can kind of just hang out there and occupy them and make sure that, hey, we really need this. That could really fill in for people who need that once a week church thing, to have like a Thursday night community thing, a spaghetti dinner. I think that we really need to invest in the humans in our community. And by making them feel like they have that community, maybe it would be easier to let go of something like church. If you don't get comfortable on my lap, seriously, I'm not moving. Thank you. You guys have lap dogs?
Don't talk about Stacy like that.
He said don't talk about Stacy like that.
Seriously, I mean, I'm right here.
If Stacy was in my lap, I wouldn't be able to talk. Let's just say that.
My bad. I thought
Only
it was her.
Only because I would be staring at her. Of course.
Of course. I'm so beautiful.
Because she's so adorable. She says beautiful. But I can't let her head be big, so that's it. All right. Joe Biden enhances the nation's collection, production, sharing, and analysis of coronavirus data. Yeah, we are a one world economy, and I am so ready for the boomers who don't agree with that to just age out. Just age out. I'm not saying having a one world dictatorship or anything like that, but finding out that I live in a first world nation that is only possible because there has to be third world nations to support that makes me uncomfortable. And I would rather live in a world where there are no extremely wealthy people and no extremely poverty stricken people. I would be okay with that. All right. Joe Biden establishes a preclinical program to boost development of therapeutics in response to pandemic threats. Now, that one is whatever. I don't think you needed an executive order for that, but I guess, I don't know, maybe they weren't letting him. Joe Biden establishes the Pandemic Testing Board to expand U.S. coronavirus testing capacity. That's so sad that Trump didn't do that. Joe Biden directs FEMA to expand, get this, reimbursement to states to fully cover the cost for National Guard personnel, their stay there, and emergency supplies. Why is that a thing? Why was Trump not supply? He didn't know how to government. No, he didn't know how to business either. Okay, Joe Biden accelerates manufacturing and delivering of supplies for vaccination, testing, and personal protective equipment. And that is already like that's happening right now. Joe Biden calls for assistance to those who are struggling to buy food, missed out on stimulus checks, or are unemployed. So in this, I looked into it and I'm going to look into it more. I think, I cannot confirm, if you are an undocumented citizen of this nation and were not able to get any of those stimulus, this is the program that's going to be able to help you feed yourself. And it makes me really mad that someone that grew up here as a child didn't get the same help that everyone else got because of a piece of paper. Anyway. Joe Biden calls for assistance to those who are struggling to buy food across the country.
Yep.
Joe Biden restores collective bargaining power and worker protections for federal workers and lays foundation for a $15 minimum wage. It actually will start at $14, like really, really soon, and be 15 shortly. It's not enough.
No.
But
Can I just remind everyone what is enough?
I will.
Oh, I was gonna I was saying I would, but you can
Go
if you want.
for it. Go for it. It should
Uh,
grow.
I think anywhere between $19 and $21 is where the minimum wage should be right now. As accordance to with like cost of living and inflation and all that jazz, from where it was in the 70s to now, it should be somewhere between like $19 and $21. That would be a good minimum wage. And yeah, there's a lot of places in the US that would be like, what do I do with all this money? But there's also a lot of places that
You
where
would be
people
able to enjoy your life.
Yeah, you do fucking enjoy your life. Yeah.
And $27 an hour does not make one rich.
Yeah.
It
No.
just doesn't. It makes
If
a
you're saying
living
that's
wage. It makes you go, okay.
yeah.
What
If
do we
you
want to
think
do this
that's
weekend
too
with our
high, if you think that's too high of a minimum wage, let me say it to you like,
my question to someone who says that's too high immediately is, what do you make?
what do you make?
Immediately.
Yeah. My question, or no, not my question. My rebuttal, I guess I'll say, is hardly a challenge. Take them old people's money. Take it all away, because that's basically what they made back in the 70s. Are you saying they made too much?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
It's
made a
just-
living wage.
Yeah. It's just apple to apples. It's just apples in the 70s and apples in
The wage stayed in the 70s and everything else kept going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except for
Production
education.
went up and- all right. I digress. That's
I read
that's-
all 30 as fast as I could. If you guys don't, that was all 30.
Oh, you forgot one.
Which one?
He signed an executive order putting Medicare for all into motion, right?
That is not on
During
my
a pandemic.
updated list.
That's a no-brainer. You didn't do that?
It's not on this one.
Fuck
Yeah.
us.
Oh, I know you're being facetious, but
Refresh your page, honey. Maybe refresh it.
I do like that he completely. This one is not even talked about really. That Biden directs OMB director to develop recommendations. That's it. To modernize regulatory review. And that the reason why he's doing that is to use that data and information to undo Trump's regulatory approval process, because it is just gross. And then I had call me Nazi naive. It's a thing. So one of Trump's executive orders when he was president was that no new buildings could be built in any other style except for these 6 or 7, whatever they were.
Except for what?
Styles, architecture.
Mm-hmm.
He made an executive order, Trump, that no new buildings could be built unless they were this architectural style. So I was like, well, that's weird. Like, you don't get to decide what is pretty and what people want to build. And then I looked into it. Ready?
Hold on. Can I guess? Guess first? Okay, there are certain companies that can build buildings in that style.
No, you're an angel and you're too innocent, just like me.
Okay.
The Nazis mandated that only those exact architectural styles could be built. And that everything else was beneath us as a civilization. Right.
Ooh.
And then I went down the rabbit hole a little bit more.
Oh. God damn it.
Yeah.
I
So
was way over that time.
that is not going to be law, though. It's absurd. any human that thinks that they can come into any country and say these 7 architectural ways of building are the only ones that I will allow. My fart ninja has better things to say than that. Like, I mean, some of the most impressive buildings don't even look like buildings, and they're in authoritarian countries. You've seen some of the really cool buildings go up in Saudi Arabia, right? I mean, they're just really amazing. I like architecture. I like art. Jewelry is art that you can wear, and architecture is art that you can live in. And humans are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that.
And then I did want to share with you guys something that happened this past week.
Mm-hmm.
After I say this, Biden, you don't impress me at all. And it's going to be up to us. It really is going to be up to us. We got 8-hour workdays, 8 hours to do what we want, and 8 hours to sleep. Not because FDR gave it to us. Because we stayed in the streets until they were like, fucking just give it to them. That's what we're going to have to do. And I'm so proud of the amount of Americans that have been in the streets and stayed in the streets. And I've changed my mind on my opinion on defund the police. I think that we should call it something else. Because no matter who I talk to, who's a boomer or older, they don't get it. They think that we don't want police. So I wanted to add that. And then to that, I wanted to say a few nights ago, Stacy was in bed and I was out here in the living room. And she heard some sound that didn't sound normal. And I'm glad she got up. Had she not got up, she wouldn't have seen me having a seizure on the floor, foaming at the mouth and the nose. And she's only 5'3". I'm 5'7". She strained her whole half of her body trying to keep me from choking on. I've never had a seizure before that I know of. And that's why I wasn't with Mac last week. I've been nauseous almost nonstop. I am accepted disabled, and I had to wait for open enrollment to get a primary care, because it's not just like, here you have Medicare, now you can see a doctor. Actually, you don't have a program yet. You have to wait for open enrollment a whole year. So 27 months was another year. So I am looking for a female. I do not want a male doctor. I just don't. Sorry, guys. I want a woman doctor who's not religious, and that's going to be hard to find. And I'm a little bit scared. I pissed myself. I don't remember any of it. It was a full-on seizure. And Smitty and Riley, who are in the chat, have just been my rock, right? I love you too. I really do. And because of Riley's experience with living with a roommate who had seizures, she was able to kind of shine some light on watching it happen, because I have no memory. I have no memory of what was happening right before that happened. What I do remember is Stacy going, yes, baby, you just had a seizure. And me going, no, I didn't. And she goes, this is the 5th time I've told you over like a 15-20 minute period. I'm really worried. Are you okay? And then that's when I was like, wait, I had a seizure? I was just so confused. And then I realized my pajama pants were all wet. And I know that's embarrassing, but it is what happened. And just want you guys to know that it's, if any of you guys have seizures, is it normal to have nausea and then just not be hungry? Nothing sounds good. And I did find out that there are hundreds of thousands of people who have had a seizure in their life and never again. It could just be a whole bunch of things, you know. I have a problem sleeping and staying asleep, so.
I can relate to like only a piece of that because I had one around 2 years ago, or like two in a row, like one after
I did
another.
not know that.
Yep.
Who was there?
Some of my karate friends.
Okay, so you weren't alone.
Yeah, and it was before like classes had started, but yeah, that
Were you
happened.
nauseous?
No, I just felt sleepy. And I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna lay down for a second, and then I like closed my eyes for a second, and like that person was freaking out. I'm just like, no. They're like, I think you just had a seizure. I'm like, no, I just laid down for a second, and then I laid down again, and it happened again. Like to me, it just kind of felt like I closed my eyes. But they saw me like tense up really hard and like shake a bit, and then one of them took me to the emergency room for a CAT scan. We basically boiled it down to like I had just been overworking myself and I was running on too little sleep. I'll do it. And I never had an issue after that. But like that happens, and I can absolutely relate to not knowing that it happened.
I don't recall anything until that time when Stacy says, "Baby, this is the 5th time I've told you," and then feeling the coldness on my, it was the single most confusing thing of my life. And if Stacy didn't get up, I wouldn't even be here right now, guys. This dog who loves me and wants to protect me, it's all a lie. It's just for food because he didn't even go get her. Yeah. This woman right here
You're welcome.
heard an odd sound.
AC.
Yeah. And saved my life.
Ah, be.
I've never seen her that scared. She cried all day long.
I had to call out of work.
Yeah. No, that's
Well, it's
fair.
like 2 a.m, so
She
I didn't go
said-
back to sleep.
All I can see is your face and seething.
I've seen a couple people have those seizures. It is very scary. It is.
It is. I've been on the not having a seizure side of the seizure, and it is very scary.
Yeah, I've been on that.
But it
multiple.
wasn't the person that I, share my life with.
My mom is epileptic, but she doesn't have seizures like that. Her seizures are, she basically just passes out. She doesn't really tense up very much. She doesn't foam at the mouth.
I'm an animal.
So it was weird. But then when I spoke with her, she said her husband had one 2 years ago randomly in Italy on a boat. They were out of vacationing and he just bent over and started having a seizure. Foaming at the mouth, shaking, So stress and lack of sleep was one of the big things, and medication, So, but anyways, she's alive. She's fine.
But I wouldn't be.
I'm
That's all I'm saying is that I wouldn't be. She said she had never seen so much stuff coming out of someone's mouth, and that's really scary. So.
Yeah, because it's not like you're conscious through it and you feel that like you can't consciously turn over. Right?
No, I don't. I don't remember the 10, 15 minutes before that happened, what I was doing, where I was doing, if I was asleep, if I was awake, if I was walking. I don't like. On New Year's Eve, you guys saw me drunk. It's private, that video. However, I was at home and safe. I don't like not having control. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like that, and I never want to have another one. But I don't know how I'm going to. I haven't had an entire night's sleep in over a decade. That takes its toll.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's hard to tell if that's it, but it definitely could be.
and trazodone, doctor upped from 50 milligrams to 100 milligrams, and about an hour before that, I took that. So, I mean, who knows? I do need a CAT scan. I left a whole bunch of messages at primary care local offices trying to find myself a primary care doctor that will be mine through my golden years. Oh, I'm sorry, through my platinum years.
Silver years.
4 weeks now.
I actually am at 84 weeks.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
No, it took everything out of me. I'm glad when I let you know I will show up. I will do my part, but the week I can't focus. I'm not hungry because as soon as I start thinking about food, I'm nauseous. So something is going on. And no, Smitty, you didn't subconsciously get me pregnant with your
Yeah. Try harder.
thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You hear her? I've been trying for 14 years. She doesn't pull out either. She never pulls out. Mm.
No, I believe it.
Mm. She said, "This is mine."
Take it. So I have two more things to cover real quick. They don't have to be long.
No, you can take as much as you want.
Okay. Well, I also need to be like up for work in 6 hours. So for my case, even I won't take long. One thing I forgot is the Iran deal. Just so everyone knows, Joe Biden does not plan on joining back into that until Iran is in full compliance with it, and then they will reconsider joining, which is total bullshit since
Warhawk says what?
Yeah, Warhawk said what. So there's one thing. Another is
Cuba.
Cuba. I don't know anything about Cuba.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Nope.
I'm going to do my whole next week's show about Cuba. I mean, Cuba is doing amazing things. That is why we had to immediately sanction them harder and not let any news get out because they are becoming a bottom-up socialist government.
I'm so excited.
Uh-huh.
I'm so excited. All right.
And it's right there. I'm right here. It's 90 miles away from the bottom of the state I'm in. Let's just go live in a commune that's not religious. We can religiously smoke some bud, but
there you go.
Yeah.
So the other thing is
other thing.
Other things. This is from Jacobin. I'm sure you've caught this.
Jacobin's the shit. If you guys that are listening are not subscribed or familiar with Jacobin, you are missing out.
I want to read the first 3 paragraphs of this.
Yep, please.
Because there's so much that I want to comment on in just the first few paragraphs. Okay, so this is about Joe Biden holding up a healthcare plan that he got from lobbyists. One of our favorite things to talk about. President-elect at the point of when this is written, Joe Biden's new COVID-19 relief plan does not adopt existing Democratic legislation to expand government-sponsored medical coverage, nor does it propose a promised public health insurance option. Instead, it adopts proposals from health insurance lobbying groups. A recent letter to lawmakers demanding lucrative new subsidies for insurance companies at a moment when those corporations have recorded record profits as millions lose coverage and many face claims denials. So to summarize just that first paragraph, Joe Biden is adopting proposals from healthcare lobbying groups that are suggesting subsidies for the insurance companies.
Hold on.
While
That's socialism for the rich.
for the rich.
Yeah. I'll take a subsidy.
Right? So Biden's plan would shovel billions of dollars to private health insurers by providing subsidies for Americans to buy coverage through the Affordable Care Act marketplaces, which are far more expensive than government health care programs and have at times been plagued by high rates of claim denials. The plan would also subsidize COBRA continuation coverage through September, allowing workers to keep their employer health insurance plans when they're laid off. Okay, which is decent for what we have. For what we have, it's decent. Basically, at the end of this, it says a few days after the letter was sent, America's health insurance plans, AHIP, said that health insurance providers are eager to assist the Biden health team. And I fucking wonder why, because they're in it for their own interest.
Yes.
Just like
what is an insurance company's reason for existing?
profit.
Only.
Profit.
Only.
Profit.
What is a healthcare professional's reason for existing? Providing healthcare.
Depends on the healthcare provider.
It does. There are assholes everywhere. However, most people do not get into medicine because that's the surgeons and the God complex, and not all of them. That's not a blanket statement either. However, personally, I haven't met a surgeon that didn't have a God complex, but that's just me. That's just me. My mom had many clients. She was a personal trainer, and they were either married to a surgeon or I babysat their children, and while they had to go in and do emergency surgeries. And yeah, God complex big time. So you mix that God complex with capitalism and their entitlement. Don't get me wrong, I want the best surgeon to work on my mom or whatever. Everybody does. However, you're right. We see all of the things. We can have a huge list of all the things that are wrong and many different ways to start going about fixing them. It's that part that nobody does.
Yeah. This is why I say over and over, I'm like sick of people, whether it's just like people around me or the news, especially mainstream, saying like, this is what we don't like. All right, tell me what you do like. Tell me what your solution is. Tell me what you would like to see, right? It's annoying as fuck. Anyways, yeah, so I wanted to read this and just point out, as I say over and over again, not only could we just say, fuck all the insurance companies, like, the old me before getting into politics, I was at least smart enough to come to the conclusion that, like, let's just get rid of all health insurance absolutely like ban them. Like if I was president, that's the first thing I would do
Right.
is put them all out of business. And then everyone asked me like, how's anyone going to go to the doctor? I'm like, doctor wants paid. He'll take what he can get. like, like basically that's that. And it will work itself out. Now, that is not my view anymore. I think that's pretty extreme. Like you need to have an organized system, right? A single payer system would kind of be the best of both worlds. Like get rid of all the private health insurance, make one that helps pay for everything.
It would. And you know, that was the deciding factor to not allow it to be in the Romney care. I'm sorry, Obamacare.
Yeah. And fun fact,
Not so much fun, but I'll let you have it.
No, a new fun fact. I got another one for you.
It actually is fun.
It is fun. Counting military members that are currently on it, there's about 41% of Americans who are on a single payer healthcare, like Medicaid or Medicare.
Me, I'm on Medicare, like an old lady with my
41%. So why not put the rest of us on there?
And 81%, what is it? Approval.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of all of them.
I want to respond to the rebuttal to this because, you can overburden those systems, right? Now, the issue here with thinking you're going to overburden like Medicare and Medicaid with putting everyone on this like government funded healthcare system is the private health insurance companies want all of the what? The healthy people, right? They don't want to pay for healthcare. They want to take your money and just help certain people. You are muted, Christy.
I sure as hell am. Yeah, before Obama made that a thing, like you have to accept everyone. Insurance companies said no. They only accepted the healthy ones and then turned their care down because their job is their bottom line, profit.
Right.
Healthcare and profit should never be friends.
And it shouldn't. So that said, I want everyone to think this through for a second. Now, we've said that, well, hold on, let me see what this says real quick. Medicare for all could actually save the country up to $650 billion annually.
I thought it was every 10 years.
It says annually here in the Jackman
I believe you.
article. So
yeah, I know the most conservative analytics that went over it, the Koch brothers, when they were done, they were like, oh shit, because it showed that it would save the nation so much money. Here's the thing. It saves the nation money, not individual people. And those individual people are part of the ruling class, and they think that it is theft, that I need help and they can provide it through taxes without ever feeling it. I'm not their blood. I'm not their kin. And I want to change that. You want to change that.
Me too. Yep. And I mean, I want everyone to think of this because for so many reasons it's obvious, and this is one of the obvious reasons.
All right, you're authoritarian in your voice, and I just have to fuck with you.
It's the fact that it's the 41% of Americans that I told you are already on the single payer systems. It's the least healthy ones. It's the ones who need it the most. Doing a public option or letting private health insurance exist at all, what will they do? What have we said that they would do? They would take all the healthy people and let the public option, let the single payer, the government run healthcare get overburdened and say, ha, it doesn't work. Ha, it doesn't work. Right now, Medicare is the best healthcare plan that we have. Like everyone fucking loves Medicare. And it should be overburdened.
Before I was accepted as disabled, medicine was like $800 and $900 a month. My medicines are $1.17 right now. We cried like, oh, that's how it is in all other nations.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's how it should be. You get everyone else on that single payer system, and it works better. All that money that is going to these health insurance companies, while they're making record profits and they want subsidies, just wouldn't be theirs anymore. It would just go straight to the government health plan. And anyone who needs a job, we still need people to be administrators, to be secretaries, to be like to help run it, right? There will be jobs.
Let's create the jobs.
Yeah.
Everything that we live by, that we know, we created. Gods are created in man's image. Governments are created in man's image. The only things that aren't created by man still take effort from men. Yeah. Like our friendship, just kind of like we were like, who are you, and get in my pocket, and can we just keep each other? But it does take, keeping in touch and all of those things. Well, infrastructure is even more rigid. If FDR built the Golden Gate Bridge in what year? And that, no, that wasn't the last time. Eisenhower did a lot of, ocean to ocean. He made sure that all of our weapons could travel our highways, is what he did. However, it made the highways better, and it gave us a highway system.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, you guys, that highway system was paid for by your taxes.
Yeah.
5G paid for by your taxes. Almost all cures paid for by your taxes. That medicine that people with HIV take that keeps them from showing any symptoms or spreading it was funded by tax money. And then it's $1 a pill everywhere else, and it's $1,800 a pill here. But we paid for it. So I just need people to wake up, and we can't let them keep us separated. We have new neighbors, and the black cousins, woman, man, and they're around my age. And it just dawned on me last night. I'm sitting outside talking to my new neighbor, black man. Race doesn't even come up. Of course, why not? Upstairs from Colombia and somewhere else, and then over here above us is more Spanish. Not either of those, though. I think one's Puerto Rican and Dominican Republic. Like, we're from all over the world. We have different backgrounds, but we all live in this building. And if something was going down, we got each other. I don't know a world that's not like that. So the America that I know is different from what I saw attack that capital. And I'm glad that they did it. I know that sounds weird, but I would have to say that at least half of my family wouldn't have let them go if they hadn't done that. Mm-hmm. Because even they can see, well, they do try to say there's looters and Black Lives Matter, but I told them to prove it. Give me a name. I'll wait, because it's not them. It's not the people who want to make a difference. It's the people who go out for mayhem. There's always going to be those guys, but that doesn't mean that we should stop trying to make things better.
Right.
And I will never leave this country. I know Stacey and I talk about moving to Costa Rica. They don't even have a military, you know, or moving to Cuba. I would love to move to Cuba. That one, if I had an opportunity, I probably would. However, we have computers. You know, I just can't see myself leaving this country unless there was no hope for it. There was no hope for it. And right now, Biden's not the hope I see. It's the people. The people have been amazing. You guys jot down Moms for Homes and check out what's going on there.
Say it again.
Moms for Homes.
Okay, that's what I thought I said.
Mm-hmm. Because what happened during the crash, of course, there's always going to be vultures. People who already had a couple houses and had a stockpile were able to go buy $100,000 and $200,000 homes for $20,000 and $30,000 in auctions. So instead of buying one or two for that price, they could buy 8 or 9. And bigger companies could buy 19 to 30 at a time. And they just sit empty because they're trying to get, okay, you got to understand, this house was owned by a family for many years. And when they bought their home, they bought it for like $60,000, $50,000. They were paying $400 a month. And so when they lost their job, lost their health care, got sick, whatever it may be, that $400 fell behind each month. Now, it got auctioned off, and all of the people in that area now are going to have higher property taxes because that one house got remodeled and is being rented out for $1,800 a month. And that's how gentrification happens and how people get priced out of their neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
I just, in every corner I look in this country, there's so much work to do, and I honestly feel overwhelmed, and that might have had something to do with, I just care, and I can't walk past somebody that like just fell without helping them up, even with Corona going on. Afterwards, I'm like, oh, why did I just touch myself? I just have Corona on my forehead. I don't know why. Kindness matters. I'm glad I found you guys. Really.
We're glad too. And we're glad, you're so happy and healthy and alive and stuff. That's
yeah, I will keep you guys
that's a positive.
posted.
Huh?
I will keep you guys posted on
Please do. Please do.
what it is. I'm really scared to find out.
Rightfully so. Well, keep us
But
updated. We
I
want to
have
know.
a community to lean on that I didn't have 3 years ago. So
You do.
I do. It's a different feeling than I've ever had in my life, guys. It really is. I've worked in a competitive job. And even when we did hair shows for benefits to help children, it was, she thinks she's better than us. Ask me, do I? No, I don't. I want to help you. And I love teaching. And when I see someone get it, it's so satisfying. And so I just, even in that world, you would think that women would just kumbaya and learn from each other and like, oh, she's awesome at this. And everybody work on or do the thing that they're the best at and teach other people the thing and it's not. If you do something better than they do in the hair world, a dumb cunt to them. I mean, it didn't really, I didn't cry, but there were a couple times throughout my hair career where I would walk into a room and it would just immediately be quiet. And nobody would say anything. So I would go up to the owner in the front and say, what is going on? She said, well, you told me that no one was cleaning. So I went back there and told them that you told me that no one was cleaning. I'm like, oh my God, you're a mom. How do you know not to do this? I would watch stylists knock hair off their station and like shove it underneath their station so they could go home.
Ugh.
And my client just watched you do that. I don't know. It's that I didn't feel like I could have gone to work after having a seizure, and I don't need pity, or I just need to know that I got you guys, and I do. And if
Got us.
our Lord and Savior needs to eat, because burnt offerings aren't done anymore. Thank the Lord. Seriously, Yahweh likes the smell of burnt animals. Think about that.
Maybe you just like some well done. You don't know.
Ew. If you order a well done steak and ketchup at my house, I'm not feeding you.
Whoa.
Sorry. Mm-mm.
No, it's usually A1.
Doesn't matter how
But
that A1.
speaking of Yahweh, I wanted to let everyone know real quick. Oh, and I have a link.
You do.
Link. There you go. Click on that. Go watch the little preview video slightly down below. At the Tweet of God has a podcast coming out.
Oh, that's gonna be so good.
Yeah, and it's like in 4 days. It's on the 27th, and it's called Godcast, and it looks pretty funny.
Okay.
And they said something about guests, like maybe even Stephen Colbert. I don't know if he's joking or not, but I just kind of believe it. He has 6.1 million followers. I believe it. So whatever. Yeah, so that's fun. Check that out. And yeah, that's all. That's it. Thanks guys for joining us.
I do want to add, I want to have Cosmic Skeptic on for specific conversation, and I want to have Holy Kool-Aid on so that I can talk to the person who really, really, really made me think about things, because he didn't offer things to look at except for his drawings. My OCD mind could just take it all in. And I would like to tell him in person. I mean, we've met, but I would like to tell him in person that I'm changing the world. And because
Holy
of
Kool-Aid?
that, Holy Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to reach out to him then.
And one of my close friends doesn't like him, and I think it's funny. And they don't know why, Brantley. No, it's not that he doesn't like him. He just annoys him. He's so gonna be mad at me. Whatever. And if anybody can make this happen, can we have Arnra on?
Yes. Duh.
Right. Okay. Like, he said he would come on a Friday night, but he is bringing beer. So
That's
if
fine.
Arnra has beer, you know, it's going to be like a 3 or 4 hour. I'm just letting you know. I'm not cutting him off.
I'm not going to cut him off.
He can do what he wants. Leah, now ran by Arnra.
And I'm going to be confused the whole time. Do I not want to cut him off because I'm scared or because I respect him? I think it's both.
Don't ever be scared of him. I could take it. I could take him. See all this? You put this in their face and then you push them over. I wouldn't be able to get up.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Use his hair against him.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I think that that's a good plan, and I think that our yeah,
Right.
go team, go team, that they would enjoy having them on there. I want to have Cosmic Skeptic on because I'm having some serious cognitive dissonance, and I
Was
don't want to talk about
Humanism?
what until he's on.
Okay,
Right.
fair enough.
Brisket's so good, is all I'm gonna say.
It is. It
Right.
I have
is.
brisket at Wawa now.
I've come to the conclusion that he's correct, and
No,
I'm just yeah,
morally, yes.
absolutely.
Mhm.
So he's right. He usually is. He's right.
However, I think that, and this could be me trying to make myself feel better, it probably is. I look for grass-fed, an animal that just lives an animal's life. They're just a happy animal, and then their food. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay is factory farming.
Yeah, absolutely. The
And
only
I'll pay
justification I
$1 or $2 more for grass-fed.
the only justification I have for like eating meat at all is that really is kind of the circle of life. Every other carnivore does it. We
You
just
see
do it more efficiently and more horridly. So
This is what's on the menu
is
when
it?
the apocalypse happens.
Sorry, Bean.
Stacy massages it daily, like gonna get it all tender, so I put it on the grill.
I tell them, put it on the meat cookie.
Only in Florida.
I would never eat dog.
Only in Florida.
Never. I would never eat dog. I would never eat cat. I would never eat horse. However, you guys might find this funny. I've had snake, I've had bear, I've had raccoon, squirrel, possum, deer, ostrich, gator.
Well, of course you.
Gator tail is like if the yummiest fish was sexy and had sex with the sexiest chicken. It's a fish chicken. No. Tell me I'm lying. If you've never had gator tail, it's a fish chicken. It's a sexy fish chicken. And I don't feel bad about killing gators. I just don't. So
they're dinosaurs.
they will eat you. Yeah, I know. I know too.
They'll eat anything.
They will.
Have you seen that like ripped up?
A dingo's got my baby ain't got shit on Florida's gators. And you can't just run. You have to like 10 steps this way, 10 steps this way, 10 steps. How am I supposed to count to 10 if a gator's chasing me? What's 10?
What's 10?
The amount of seconds before I'm not here anymore.
That's a good place to leave it. Have sweet dreams, gators.
Yes. Have very sweet dreams. And Beanie says, stay humanist for godless sakes, because he needs more humanists in the world.